to Happily Adventures After. And here we are today doing one of my favorites, which is a review, a part of the Hey Disney Give Me a Review series. And the review for today is going to centralize on something that I think doesn't get enough love in Walt Disney World, which is EPCOT's quick service stand, fife and drum tavern. But before we get into that, I really want to, for those of us who are new here, or if you just need a refresher, I want to provide you with a kind of an overview of Hey Disney, Give Me a Review, which is, we are here at Happily Adventures After providing you a series called Hey Disney, Give Me a Review, which is a virtual concierge to all things Disney. Just as the Hey Disney feature on the Alexa that are at Walt Disney World, we want to provide you tips, tricks, more information like a virtual concierge would, and connect you to the source of information at Walt Disney World or anything Disneyland, Disney Cruise, whatever it may be. Hey Disney, Give Me a Review looks into uncovering some different dining experiences, hotel and resort options, attractions, shows, you name it, at the parks, and anything and all things Disney World, as well as off-property at Disney World. And like I said, we hope to branch out to different facets of the Disney company and Disney Corporation through Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, so on and so forth. If you're a longtime viewer, you have heard me just hope to one day get to Disneyland and Disney Cruise again, things like that. So we really are happy to have you back for the Hey Disney, Give Me a Review. As I said previously, I really want to share a spotlight on what I think is a hidden gem of a quick service location in EPCOT that I don't think gets enough love, which is Fife and Drum Tavern. Now, this sometimes gets touted as just a quick in and out theme park food, but I think that this spot, nestled in the American Pavilion, is delightful for anyone who wants to indulge in classic American fare treats. My mom and I, whoever I'm going with, my cousins and I, my husband and I, whoever it is, we always make a point to grab our favorite snacks here, and every time we're truly reminded of how special this place is. The Mickey pretzel with cheese sauce for us is a must-have, and I know that's like the most classic kind of theme park-esque Disney treat you could find, but I really love it because of the perfect blend of soft warm pretzel and the ooey gooey plastic cheese. What is honestly in that cheese? I don't actually want to know, but like, what is in that cheese? It's a great comforting treat. They also serve wonderful things like various slushies, my personal favorite, which we'll talk about, which is an American Dream slushie, and it's a fantastic mix of flavors to capture the essence of summer, honestly. And in Walt Disney World, it's not summer all around, but it's always warm, so you are reminded of that. They also have items like floats, which are always a standout when you really want to combine that ice cream treat with soda. Oh, it's awesome. I truly do love Fife and Drum Tavern, and that's why I wanted to provide this Hey Disney, Give Me a Review on it. So Fife and Drum Tavern, as I said, is nestled in the American Pavilion. In doing so, it also sits right outside of the other quick service location, which is Regal Eagle Smokehouse, and you're able to go sit at these tables. I personally really like people watching through like that little corridor of the American Pavilion while I'm getting my treats from Fife and Drum Tavern because it's really nice. I also think Fife and Drum Tavern can be overshadowed by some of the bigger quick service dining options, as well as seeing as a lot of people, like I said, just say it's like a theme park-esque restaurant, serves nothing special. So I truly wanted to give it a moment in the spotlight. If you haven't been, please just go try it. Maybe once, pick up a treat. Between the nostalgia and the deliciousness of those classic treats, I think personally you should definitely check it out. So now that you know why I truly do love it, because I talked about how great the food is here, even though it's just classic treats, I want to let you know a little bit more of it. So it's actually in the heart of EPCOT. Truly, you can look from the beginning of World Showcase when you enter in, and you can see it. Not well, because it looks a lot smaller across the lagoon, but you can see it. It's right back in there in the American Pavilion. As I said, it is a quick service, so that's a Disney World speak for fast food restaurants. There's no seating here, and so you have to either take your treats on the go or find seating. But as I said earlier, Regal Eagle Smokehouse, the outdoor seating, is an option for you. So if you want to just sit outside and do so, you're more than welcome to. And being that it's nestled in the America Pavilion, of Epcot right in the back. It's truly a tribute to American heritage to offer guests a taste of a patriotic-esque treat stand and spirit. This charming spot features a menu inspired by colonial America and serves up hearty treat-esque dishes and refreshing beverages to take a thought on the past. So, as you enjoy your meal here, you can think of these theming ideas to kind of make it more of, okay, I understand why this is here and this is just classic park food. It's kind of like how people don't like the now extinct, see what I did there, Dino Land USA in Animal Kingdom because they say it was silly and kitschy. Once you understand the theming, you're like, okay, this fits perfectly. This is really well done, and I don't know why people aren't talking about it more. For me, the Fife and Drum Tavern is the same thing, but also I really like the treats. As you get your treats from Fife and Drum Tavern, you might be able to catch the lively sound of the American Garden Theaters, which is right across the alleyway. So this theater hosts many performances, both in the daytime and the nighttime. And you can get various concert series like the Eat to the Beat concert series, which, for instance, Boyz II Men is at, and that one's always sold out. Like, that is so much fun. So these free concerts are put on, as well as various other performances by known and local artists that Disney houses, and you can get some treats and watch it. It's a perfect backdrop for just a nice treat meal, and it really invites everyone to soak up the atmosphere in the American Pavilion. So if you're savoring those delicious snacks or raising a glass, because it does have alcoholic beverages with your friends if you are of age, Fife and Drum Tavern creates an unforgettable experience that celebrates the heart and soul of America right in the magical areas and sounds of Walt Disney World. You don't want to miss immersing yourself in this experience between the unique blend of treats, music, the history that's around it, and so much more during your visit. As we've shared a little bit about the backstory and a little bit more about this quick service location, I want to get into the review of the treats that we have usually. Now, we are not alcohol drinkers, so we haven't had any alcoholic beverages, but I do know it serves classic beers here. So that won't be featured in our review. However, classic treats found here will be. The only treat that is missing that we haven't had that is more specialty is a turkey leg. You can buy those anywhere really in Walt Disney World. I've actually never had a turkey leg. Neither has anybody in my family or friends that I've gone with to Walt Disney World, but it's not there. One day I'm going to try it just for the heck of it. Just letting you know up front. So here is what we've purchased from Fife and Drum, and I'm going to let you know the prices now. We are Canadian. Happily Adventures After is a Canadian-based vlog and podcast, so I will do the exchange rate for you, what it is at when we are filming. Sounds good? All right, let's get into it. So we usually get the same treats, honestly, which is, our first is the Mickey pretzel with cheese that retails for $8.25 US plus taxes. And that translates to, at 1.42 exchange rate, which is roughly what we use here, to $11.64 Canadian. So this is a Mickey pretzel. It's a classic fare at Walt Disney World, and it never disappoints. Honestly, it never does. We usually get it because we love it so much, and if they're sold out of it, I'm very disappointed. The pretzel is always soft and baked perfectly with that crisp outside and the little salt around it, but truly the real star of it is adding the cheese sauce of the plastic treats. Yes, the plastic cheese is creamy and flavorful, and it's not actually made of plastic for those of you who are like, oh, that's what it... No, it's like not Cheez Whiz, not nacho cheese. I don't know what to describe it as. I don't even know if it is cheese. Like I said, what is it? But don't tell me. It's so good. It truly makes every bite more delightful when you just dip it in and enjoy it. It is hard to resist grabbing this treat each time I'm in Epcot. And yes, Epcot has some incredible food, great treats and stuff, but I do love this. Another thing we've purchased from Fife and Drum Tavern is the hot dog with chips, retailing for $10.25 US, or translated to Canadian with the exchange is $14.46. So when we purchase this, it is usually my cousin who gets them, one of my cousins, because both of them enjoy hot dogs. So taking their review from it, they really do enjoy it, and it certainly lives to a classic theme park American fare standard. They said that both of them have had it. Said the hot dog is good. It's a familiar flavor that's very comforting, and it's always paired with Lay's classic chips, which are always a solid choice for a quick meal. This is something that, like I said, I'm not a fan of hot dogs. I do like chicken dogs and the Pillsbury rolls with cheese. That's the only fare you're going to get me to eat in terms of hot dogs. So I'm not going to eat this. However, they did say it was enjoyable, and I do appreciate this classic snack being there. So that was the hot dog with chips. Next is the Barks root beer float with vanilla ice cream. Oh, so good. So this retails for $6.25 US at the time of filming, and with the conversion, that is $8.82 Canadian. So this root beer float is excellent. It's smooth and creamy with a bit of a hit because Barks has that, I think their slogan is Barks has bite. It is so, I love Barks root beer. If I'm going to drink root beer, Barks is my favorite. And so the smoothness of the ice cream, the vanilla soft serve with that is a pair that is like no other. It is a wonderful, fantastic treat on a hot day. The root beer itself is super fizzy. I don't know what Disney World does to their pop, but it's very good and has that crispness. Like I said, the rich vanilla ice cream adds a refreshing, satisfying, creamy texture and taste to it. And it is a perfect way to cool off and get a lot of sugar at the same time while enjoying the park and enjoying everything that it has to offer. We've also purchased fountain beverages here. My personal favorite is the fountain Sprite. Disney World and Coke for me. So Coke from Disney World always pairs with French fries. So Sprite is just a very refreshing go-to. And this retails for $4.75 at the moment, translating to $6.70 Canadian. Truly, there's something special about fountain Sprite at Disney World. It's like how McDonald's has that weirdly crisp Sprite like that. Oh, so good. And it tastes different than normal fountain Sprite. I find Disney World Sprite and Coke interchangeable in there. Like, they have a very distinct crispness that is excellent. It's very crisp, refreshing. It hits a spot perfectly, and it's amazing how this simple beverage can make you feel so much better and just enjoying that magic of Disney because you had something to cool you off. Also, just wonderful. And lastly, I want to touch on the American Dream Slushie, which retails currently for $6.50 US and translates with the exchange to $9.17 Canadian. So the American Dream Slushie is fantastic. It is literally my favorite slushie of all time, as well as quite a few people I know. It's a mix of wild cherry and blue raspberry slushie, and then there's vanilla ice cream in the center that creates a delicious, delicious, delicious sweet treat, and it's always the highlight of our visit. Truly, I am hard pressed on the, except for the times that they haven't had them, I'm hard pressed not to go get one. Again, I know EPCOT has a bunch of incredible treats, but these are phenomenal. It's the kind of drink that brings me back time and times again. It feels like summer because you always have slushies in the summer, and it is truly a must try. Just get it once. Truly, I love this. Love, 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 love. Please, I cannot recommend it more. So if we were to buy all of that in one transaction, which we have, I would like to give you the total just so you can kind of budget yourself if this was something that you would look into. So the total cost before taxes is $35 US. Adding that 7% tax on that you would find at Walt Disney World, which is $2.45, the total of your meal in US is $37.45. Now, if I'm going to use that 1.42 exchange rate that I usually budget at, it's hovered currently when filming. I think that the exchange rate for Canadian conversion is around 1.39. So yay, I over budgeted. Like, you have more wiggle room, but just using that 1.42 there, it is about $49.79. These prices do seem a bit steep, especially with no annual pass discount. I personally think it's worth it only because I enjoy the treats. So something like, if I was to go, for instance, and I wasn't going to buy all of these at one time, I might just stop in for a treat. So a Barks root beer, an American Dream Slushie, and a pretzel. Like if I had a couple people in my party. We always do share the pretzels because Mickey pretzels are huge. If my cousin is with us, one of them, they're going to get that hot dog and chip if I'm not eating it. But I don't always need that fountain beverage to go with my treat if, for instance, I'm getting a slushie and have water with me. Overall, this is a classic theme park food, and I do think sometimes these nostalgic treats make the overall experience more special. And so it is a wonderful thing to get, even if you're there once. I highly recommend the American Dream Slushie and the Barks Root Beer Float, but that is up to you. If you want to add those in, feel free. But yes, it is classic American, quote, fare. However, Fife and Drum Tavern offers really great treats, I think. So we gave you the price and kind of explained why we loved those treats. We explained that yes, the price may be steep, especially with no annual pass discount. However, I want to give you the pros and cons of going here. So our pros here at Happily Adventures After is that, one, it's classic American snacks. It's a beloved Mickey pretzel with cheese that you're going to find at Walt Disney World. I think the American slushie, or any slushie in general, really invokes nostalgia of being a kid, of summer, and these are truly crowd favorites because you see them all the time at Walt Disney World. This location is also convenient, so that's a second pro, and it's situated back in the American Pavilion. Yes, it's by Regal Eagle Smokehouse, which offers really wonderful quick service meals that are very, very well done. However, if you're looking for that treat just as you pass through, it's a great place to stop in the World Showcase. Additionally, when you sit outside with Regal Eagle Smokehouse, except in the heat, it's a very relaxed atmosphere, and it's fun to be able to grab a treat and see, just kind of people watch. Another pro is that it's a quick service location, so if you're in and out and you just want a quick treat, you can grab it and go. And it offers really unique beverages such as root beer floats and American Dream slushies that are super refreshing on that hot day. And I also really like that you can see the concerts if you're walking by it and you're going to purchase it. So overall, it's got a lot of pros to it. It also appeals to picky eaters potentially if those are foods that you like and know that you will eat while you're walking around. However, it does have some cons to it. It does have a limited menu because it is relatively small and it's just like a little, I don't want to call it a shack, but it's just a little like there. So it's snack food, not actual full meals. And if you're not into barbecue, you're going to have to kind of travel outside of the American Pavilion for that. And so if you're looking for just classic food, American fare food, you'd have to go all the way to the front of the park at EPCOT and go to Connections Eatery. So it's a bit of a jaunt because American Pavilion is right in the back. Additionally, another con is that it's pricey. So the snacks are delicious, they are nostalgic and wonderful, but they're pretty expensive, as are most things in Walt Disney World. These are relatively normal prices for Walt Disney World snacks, but still, they're expensive for what you get, especially without any discounts you would get, because it's not, you can buy a bottle, for instance, of Coke or a Coke product, and you buy it at a merchandise location and you get your annual pass discount. So keeping that in mind. It also has a seasonal variation, which some things may change. I've seen it change on availability or seasonality. So if you're going for something specific, i.e. the American Dream Slushie, I've been there twice in the last little while and they don't have it, I'm going all the way for that. You can be disappointed. It also has only outdoor seating, which in the Florida heat or in the weather like the rain, it's not ideal. Truly it isn't. And lastly, it's actually overlooked by a lot of guests. So I think it gets overshadowed because there's so many excellent dining locations in Epcot, quick service, just festival booths, table service, and other snacks. But I think it has some very unique offerings like the American Dream Slushie, or if you're looking for a root beer float, and then to accompany it, that pretzel or hot dog or whatever it may be. Another thing I want to just note is that I think the theming of it, once you know the theming, like I said earlier, is really well done. And it's a pro for those who like theming backstory, but it's con because it's also not shared. So that's why that got thrown in as both the pro and a con, if that makes any sense. So now that you know our pros and our cons, what we think of the meal, the analysis, all of that, what is Happily Adventures After overall rating? Well, we here at Happily Adventures After give it a 4 out of 5. So it's a solid rating. That's an 80%. So this 4 out of 5 stars is given to Fife and Drum Tavern because it is a classic, delightful spot for American classic treats. Especially, as we've said many times, it's very theme parky treats. It has a charming atmosphere and a really great backstory, again, if you know about it, and it's a wonderful place to catch some great nostalgia as you're eating, for instance, your slushie and your pretzel. It kind of makes you feel like a kid in summer again. The menu is limited and the prices are very high for the snacks, but I think the quality of food is always there, and the overall experience, being able to see a concert, for instance, if you're getting it later at night, take the treat over and people watch at Regal Eagle, maybe you're going into it right before you go into the American Pavilion, whatever it is, I think it definitely makes up for it, and it does make it worthwhile, I think, to at least try those very unique snacks at least once. So, in conclusion, as we wrap up this review for Fife and Drum, I really hope it inspired you to stop by on your next visit to EPCOT. With the classic American Dream slushie, or things like a classic Mickey pretzel and cheese, it truly deserves to be a must-try on your list at least once. Whether you're getting those treats, maybe something else like the turkey leg, maybe you're looking into a different beverage, like a beer, if that's something you enjoy and you're of age, it's bound to create some magical memories just because you might have those feelings of nostalgia as you stop there. Okay, so that's it for us for Fife and Drum Tavern. I really hope you enjoyed this Hey Disney Give Me a Review on Fife and Drum Tavern located in EPCOT. I know I enjoy this, but I want to hear from you. So please provide us with your insights on Fife and Drum Tavern, as well as check back on Happily Adventures after both of our YouTube channel to hear our other podcasts like Hey Disney Top 10, other Hey Disney's Give Me a Review, as well as our website. And don't forget also to check out our Instagram at Happily Adventures after, just to keep up and keep commenting, see all of our adventures. Until next time, I ask you to keep the magic alive and keep those adventures happy. Like I said, it's London, and I hope you have a blessed and amazing day. I will talk to you later. Bye.